All right, it says we're live, and I
It
screwed up.
lies.
Well, I had to reset, so
It lies.
anybody is out there, reset and restart. Damn it, it's one of those days.
There it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, booted everybody out of the.
Yeah. Damn it.
Did it go poofy again?
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. All right. There, that's better. Yeah, that's better. Thank you. If anybody's wondering where we went, I was stupid again. See how many people text me going, what the fuck? There, where the hell did it go? I lost it. Losing my tiny ass mind. What little there is of it.
Well,
Oh,
in other news, I just received a contract for the short story I wrote for the Trailer Park Anthology. Quote or the comment attached to the contract.
Yeah.
Seriously fucked up, but funny. So.
No,
Wow.
Josh, that was all my fault. I screwed it up, not anybody else.
In other news.
Well, let's wait till a few more people get
Oh,
here.
Yeah.
Well, if we have to.
Yeah, it's been a Monday all friggin' day. I
No
don't care
kidding.
what day of the week it
No
is.
kidding.
Um,
And listen, I'm telling you, that's why you never store 5-pound sacks of sugar with your ammo.
No kidding.
My little novella is going off to the editor today. I have a cover.
It should be a book.
Yay, Bill.
It should be a full-blown story.
Yeah, sorry, folks. Again, my screw up, not y'all's.
Oh, damn it. I signed the wrong. I hate signing contracts. I signed the wrong damn.
Well, reprint it again. And Ian is having a meltdown again, still.
For those of you that aren't on Facebook or don't follow my Facebook,
She's
Jonna,
never going to lunch with us again.
no, Jonna Hayden, bless her heart, suckered me. So apparently, I am chairing an anthology.
Mhm.
The working title is Ghosts of Malta. It doesn't have to be about ghosts. And given that most of the authors that will be in the anthology are Americans and couldn't find Malta on a map if they tried.
Excuse me?
Most, I said most.
Okay, all right.
It's in the middle bit somewhere.
Yeah, the middle bit somewhere. I'm not going to start accepting stories till after January 1 to give, well, basically because I'm up to my gonads and gators until then, but to give everybody time to do some research.
Yeah.
The stories just have to involve Malta. As long as you have an engaging story that involves that pugnacious little island, I'll work with it. I have no idea. I've never done an anthology before. I've watched Jim lose his mind. I am exactly the wrong person to do an anthology, which apparently isn't slowing anyone down. I do, however, have folks I can tap that have done this sort of thing. So if
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. I'm just commenting.
Okay. So we're going to have something probably first quarter of 2022, an anthology about Malta, riffing off my little throwaway middle of the night sleep drunk post about Malta.
That's what you get.
So engaging involves that pugnacious little island. It'll be after the first of the year. And I've already got at least 3 people writing.
Doesn't have to be ghosts.
Does not have to be ghosts. It can be urban fantasy. It can be noir. Malta has a 5,000-year history of being invaded and occupied and resisting and being besieged and everything else. after 5,000 years full of Phoenicians and Greeks and Romans and Carthaginians and knights of various denominations and the English and the French and the Ottomans,
Spanish.
It's got a 5,000 year history. There should be a rich and fertile field for ideas.
Oh yeah.
It can be noir, urban fantasy, historical fiction. I've got one guy asking, what about stuff in the future? Well, it's going to have a future. As long as it involves that pugnacious little island, I don't care. Write a story.
Well, it can't have too much in the future because in 5 years it's supposed to slip into the bottom of the Mediterranean.
Wallace says, and a lame flag. Yeah, the flag's not that impressive.
It's got a George Cross on it.
Yeah.
Which highest civilian award for gallantry you can get from the Brits.
Well, it is
granted to the entire island.
It is 1/4 of the British flag, the St. George's Cross.
No, medal, St. George's Medal.
I know, but the cross is
I don't care.
1/2 of the, or 1/4 of the English flag.
And Don goes, aliens invading Malta.
Okay, write it.
Go ahead, Don. You started it.
I mean, it's, go to Google Earth and wander around the island for a bit. There are some books out there, but it's got a 5,000 year history of being invaded and fighting.
Yeah.
Let your minds wander.
And yet they're not as bitter as the Afghans.
Yeah.
They are intensely competitive.
Yeah.
But they're not.
They're not bitter.
Yeah.
And Josh goes, from Mars or from Turkey?
Write it.
Yeah. Pick one. Anyone.
Pick one. Like I said, urban fantasy, historical fiction,
Josh,
fantasy.
This time you have enough lead time.
High fantasy, low fantasy, middle of the road fantasy. Just write an engaging story.
Ghosties and goblins.
Ghosties and goblins are fine. If you want to write about a commune of hippie goblins living in the caves under Malta, as long as it's an engaging story, knock yourselves out.
Plus, folks, the track record on these anthologies that these guys do tend to produce enough for beer money.
Yes.
So you're guaranteed that.
Yeah, they'll probably get beer money. Right now, everything's still up in the air, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So right now,
get you through it.
I know, but right now, standard for the North Texas Writers Association or Nut Association is I intend to whatever profits to divide equally and send out checks or PayPal.
Yeah, that's after we pay for the editing, the cover, and all the other stuff.
Any profits will be divided equally and sent out to the authors.
Yeah.
We've got some interesting names that are apparently already friggin' writing, which really blows my mind.
You guys really need to divide it the way I've told you. By word count.
No, I'm not doing the math on that.
No. It's not just by word count.
No, that's a bullshit answer, Jim.
It's by word
Take
count.
number of authors, divide it equally.
Weighted by the day of the week they get it in.
No.
And then.
Tell you what, you write that algorithm. But we've got some names are interested, so it's liable to make us a little bit of money. Yeah. Beer money. And I'm new at this. Be patient. And if you're hearing this and you know somebody that might be interested, let them know.
Plus, this will probably be the only anthology that Ian edits.
Ever done. I'm not editing this. I'm attaching the Law Dog name to it, and that's about it.
Our case is I volunteered to edit Dirt Cheap just for the fun of it.
It's the fun part is me watching Ian wrangle the cats.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was thinking last night I had a stray thought wander through of a Phoenician who I just lost his head, and he keeps forgetting his head.
Right.
Now I got a better one than that.
But I don't like. Stories need to be engaging, and considering how bad 2020 and 2021 have screwed with us, people need to be entertained. So I'd like, if Little Sister wants to write one, she writes engaging stories, so that can be as dark as she wants because everybody just loves her stories. But let's try to, I want stories that I'd like an anthology that people feel good, or at least not any more depressed than 2022 is going to do to us.
Koala says, "Oh, can we do this dyslexic editing? Cross out all the words I can do properly." And RK goes,
Why are people
Ghost
doing this?
Cats
To
of Malta.
Why are people doing this to him? Why?
That's interesting. Do the Maltese believe that cats have 9 lives or 7?
Street cats are awesome.
Depending on what culture you come from, the number of lives a cat has varies.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever crossed.
I thought the Spaniards thought it was 7, but it might.
And
be
there
wrong.
was a Spanish presence.
Yeah.
I mean, Malta has been.
Well, I think we know what RK's going to write.
Malta's been halfway from here to there in
Yeah.
the Mediterranean for 5,000 years. It's been a strategically significant island and has the history for it. So, I mean, it's rich and fertile ground. Knock yourselves out.
So the ghost cat's going to be knocking shit off the shelf.
Ghost cat, aka poltergeist.
Yeah.
There's a really, really big one just knocking shit into the ocean.
Into the Grand
Yeah.
Harbor, knocking Ottomans into the Grand Harbor. But
It's at the Ottoman.
and it's again, it'll be after the first year.
Now the
So
Ottoman's head goes
yeah,
rolling.
Next Ottoman.
it'll be after the end of the year, or after the beginning of the year, because like I said, I'm busy, and it's going into holiday season. People need to be take care of family, not writing.
Yeah, the problem is, you say these people are still going to scream. You're not that busy. Jonna suckered you into this.
Yeah, she did. She did.
So I expect it.
And Ghosts of Malta is only the working title. It's wrapping people around the axle, so I'm not sure it's going to be the final title. But
Well, I'd leave it.
eh,
They don't like it.
everybody's
They don't
talking
have
about
to buy
Ghosts. It doesn't have to be. It's not people buying it. It's people writing stories for it. I don't want to get 12 or 20 ghost stories.
I'll write you one about
Well,
a kebab
because
vendor. And
What if writing saves you from dealing with family? Well,
Go forth and sin no more.
yeah.
Write all you want.
Yeah.
I'll write you one about a kebab vendor in Roman era,
Okay.
With llamas.
done in film noir.
With llamas.
No, there won't
You
be
got to
llamas.
get your friggin' llamas in there. We
Yeah,
all
yeah,
know.
I don't think there's any llamas in Malta.
He would create them just
They
for
would-
the shits
He'd
and giggles.
import llamas
because they didn't
just for the
have
porn.
llamas.
just for the
Llamas
porn.
were a South American thing. They didn't have them in Roman era.
Malta was probably the second place to ever taste chocolate in Europe.
The way they were used to do it. which
I don't
was-
know. But
Josh, you and Koala could write similar stories and tag team off each other too.
Because the
I
way
don't
they
care.
used to do it was it didn't get a process. a lot, and it was a
however,
very
the
kind of food.
Europeans tried chocolate, Malta was probably the second place in Europe to ever get chocolate
Okay, it was just
because it was
the
it was a harbor.
Incas or the Aztecs or whoever had chocolate. Kind of
Did
used it.
something squirrely.
Why
Yeah, it was
not,
weird.
Don? This is not the first time you've been invited to one that you decided not to participate in. So at least this time you can get off your butt and write the story.
I'm not extending invitations. I will nudge gently. I'm not going to extend invitations. I will nudge.
I'm gonna write a story that has blunderbusses and balloons in it. God damn it, because I want one.
Okay, as long as it involves Malta, knock yourself out. What?
Koala.
I have one.
No, his brain doesn't work like mine. Oh. That's probably a good thing, Koala. And now
God.
Cedar is plotting.
Oh God. But
Yeah, Don, at least you've got more of a life than I've got.
I'm not going to extend invitations. I just don't want to put anybody under that stress. At sometime after the first year, I'll set a deadline and say, and you've got X number of weeks to get me a story at this burner email address.
Yeah.
And then send me a story to that email address, and after the time period, I'll get rid of the email address.
Yes, Pandora's box has been opened, no question.
Make sure
That
you-
happened yesterday at the cafe.
Make sure you tell our NSA guy what the email address is.
Uh,
I'm going to ask him to suggest one.
The last time he didn't, he got kind of miffed at us.
How can I know he didn't?
Yeah, well,
well, and Cedar and our care.
they're
Okay.
they're writing linked cat stories.
I'm
No
knowing,
alchemy.
knowing Alma, she's probably writing a cat story.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Alma's level to write. It'll be interesting.
It'll be historically accurate.
No kidding. And alternate history is good because the initial throwaway thing I did was an alternate history.
Yeah.
The whole Facebook thing, for those of you who don't follow me on Facebook, A reader asked me what would have happened if the Germans had invaded Malta instead of Crete, in lieu of Crete. And I thought that would have been a very bad idea. And why? So alternate history, this whole thing started off alternate history. So alternate history is good.
Yeah, Cedar, we can talk about that on Saturday, and
What are we talking about?
we'll dummy up a website for it.
What?
We don't need we'll handle the shit.
The-
You just go sit in the
The
corner.
interesting bit is, why didn't Germany invade Gibraltar instead of Crete?
Well, there were any number of places they should have invaded
Well,
rather than
They wanted to. They wanted to do Gibraltar, but the politics of moving troops through Spain
through Spain.
got to the point that, and plus on top of the fact that the guy who was a senior Nazi party official who was doing the politicking with the Spaniards was working for the Allies.
Plus, they already had a little problem in Africa, and they didn't have a back door.
Well, that's what they
the
needed.
thing.
That's what they needed.
That's why they needed Gibraltar.
That's the initial plan to invade Malta was called Operation Hercules, and Rommel was on board because he needed the supply. He needed the supply line.
Yeah. If you open up, the Germans kind of had two fleets. One bottled in the Mediterranean because they couldn't get around Gibraltar,
Get through the straits.
and the other one out in the Atlantic and everywhere. But yeah,
And Sarah Singleton says, the horse is off and running, and he ends off with a foot caught in the stirrup.
No kidding.
Yes, the hunting anthology is not going to happen, RK.
No hunting anthologies. No, plus not gonna freaking happen.
oh no, I'm thinking of Greece. The Germans invaded Greece because the Italians
We're getting their butts kicked.
they
Yeah.
were fucking it up so
Yeah.
bad.
They were getting.
It was almost to the level.
Mussolini needed help.
Yeah, it was almost to the level of the Soviet Union and Finland.
Well, that's cheating, Koala.
Was
Says I'm going to make the kids study Malta for school. They can do my research for me.
hey, we've helped.
Oh.
But no, I say and I'm not expecting. I'm really not sure this is going to take off, but we'll see.
Oh, I think we can pretty much ensure that it's going to.
Yeah.
If worst comes to worst,
Right,
folks,
me.
PM me and I'll
What the hell?
get emails together so y'all can chat amongst yourselves.
No, we're not doing that till after the first year. We are
Oh, it's
not.
already being done. You don't have a choice.
We're not doing anything official until after the first
No,
of the
this
year.
is not official. I'm just helping people get together. This is what we do.
I'm gonna have to up my meds.
What you should do is you should march back into John's office and go, there.
Yeah.
I have passed the gauntlet back to you.
And Koala says, I know where you sleep, Josh. And Josh goes, I know, and I'm glad for it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
The plus seven.
I've pinged Courtney. What the hell's Courtney's last name?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I've pinged Courtney about actually ramrodding this thing, and she's interested, but I haven't got anything nailed down yet.
Pass her the plus seven gauntlet of story, right?
Right now, I'm just. Jonna said that I've got a bigger audience than I think. I think she's wrong. So I'm adding my name to it just so that they'll go bother somebody else for a while.
And Cedar says, this could be used for the PSTD anthology.
Which I've still got to finish the story for that. PTSD, post-traumatic. So I'll finish the story for that one. And I've got our own anthology I write story for before I start on a story for a third anthology. But if you know anybody that's a writer and might be interested, let them know that after the first of the year, after January 1, 2022, we'll be looking for stories about Malta for an anthology.
Yeah. How many people out there are still confused about, is it 2020 or 2021? Because kind of a whole year disappeared.
No kidding, right?
So you've got Tales around the dinner table, right?
Supper table.
Supper table. And you've got the hunting one.
No, we don't.
Everybody keeps.
Yeah, they can do that all they want.
Yeah.
People in hell could keep talking about ice water, ain't getting it.
Yeah, it's been more than a year, Sarah. You're right. we've lost 18 months of our lives,
No kidding.
at least.
But good thing that Afghanistan's no longer the news.
Some of us have lost a lot more than 18 months.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the big news. So if you've got anybody you think might be interested in the story, ping them for me.
RK goes, I'll announce it to my writers group and see what those weirdos come up with.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah, Brian, we are talking about the before times and the after times.
Yeah, no kidding, right? The mythical before,
Yeah. And
What's that?
shrouded in the mists of time.
Don,
was it?
Don and RK are saying, yeah, we give Ian's books away for Christmas presents.
Not helping.
They're regifting them.
No kidding, right?
Those and those peach-colored towels that nobody wants.
Yeah, please do, Sarah.
What?
She's got a friend who loves Malton, and she'll see if she wants to contribute.
Okay.
Sounds from ancient history.
Yeah.
Ian, table of four.
Yeah.
Ian, table. Oh, there you are. I love that commercial.
Oh, there's speaking of the before and after times, one of the casualties of the after times is restaurants.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
dearly beloved German place in Itchypaw that is closing. Authentic, damn fine German food,
Yeah.
but they can't get any staff.
Right. Don't
And
forget.
the owners are having to put in 12 and 16-hour days, and they're having to close their doors. And we went by there
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, because they'll be gone October.
Right. Be second, third, first.
Geez, Josh, I guess I'm for dog food. He says he shares log files and MHI equally at work. The right audience. I get nothing.
No love for Jim. But we were in there. They had to call somebody
Yeah, they literally called. They called one of the daughters in
Yeah.
to work.
to work to a bus or to.
They only had the
waitress.
one room open.
Real the room we were in?
Yeah.
That tiny thing?
No, that wasn't open. They only
Oh.
had the one with the bar in it.
Oh,
Open.
okay.
And those poor 2 wait staff that they had were running ragged with those.
Yeah.
No kidding.
And the mother and dad were back there doing all the cooking.
Yeah, and we had
You know the swearing coming out of the kitchen?
Oh yeah. When he ran out of Bracker Topple, he was not.
oh, that, and he, they called her in because at that point there were what 8, 10 groups waiting for
Yeah.
to be seated, and they're like, "Well, it's going to be an hour and a half." I'm like, okay,
All right.
because
Yeah, we
it's our
waited.
last chance.
We never wait for a restaurant, and we waited an hour.
Oh no, we waited longer than an hour. We were there at 5:45.
Yeah, the reservation quote was for 6,
Oh, I
but there
never.
was no reservation.
Right, you wouldn't take reservations.
Yeah.
So we got there 5:45. I put our name in for 2 tables of 4 because they wouldn't take.
Yeah, we take
And,
groups larger than 4.
We didn't get seated until 7.
Oh wow.
And
And
then
we didn't get food for a while.
yeah, and then we didn't get.
But the company was great. So
We got out of there 2 minutes after
Josh,
they closed.
I'm just poking fun at you.
There's
You don't
one
read
other-
my stuff. I don't feel bad about it.
There was one other place. I was talking to one of the guys in there who was a regular, and we were talking about the restaurants closing, and he mentioned one other one that's closing too. I can't think of it now. It'll come to me.
well, El Tapatio was opening up on that
Second.
place on the
Yeah, and they still haven't reopened. They still haven't opened it.
that number 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they can't. The last time we did El Tapatio, I was asking, I said, we can't get staff.
Yeah.
They just can't get staff. People.
That buffet, the Chinese buffet place next to where El Tapatio 2 is closed too.
Yeah.
China Star's down.
Yeah. Well.
Oh wow.
You never see any big park there anymore. I think
Oh,
they
wow.
just quietly closed
Yeah.
their doors and never opened them again.
Yeah. The one of the casualties of the after times is restaurants. There's
Yeah.
a lot of them, and a lot
Well-
of good places are getting cratered.
When you
Oh,
go-
damn. Sanford said even Waffle House is closing a lot of stores.
Dun
Waffle House stayed open while being hit by a tornado and for the cleanup.
dun
I
dun.
mean, Waffle Houses
That's a sign of the apocalypse. Isn't it?
after Rita. I think the Waffle Houses were closed for about 35 minutes so they could clean the palm trees out of the parking lot, and that was it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's a sign of the apocalypse. Waffle House shutting
Yeah.
stores down.
There is a what is it, the Waffle House meter? Is
Waffle
that what
House
they-
Index.
Index,
Waffle
that's
House
it.
Index.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
FEMA-
actually
Yeah,
true.
FEMA has
and,
the Waffle House Index.
and the Pentagon, I know, uses it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it show up in
And
the early version
it's
before.
three. It's Waffle House open for normal business.
Yeah.
Waffle House open with limited menu is yellow. Green is normal business. Yellow is on the index is limited menu.
Yeah.
And closed is red on the Waffle House. They actually have a meter.
Yeah.
Well, red is emergency services personnel. That's the only ones they're serving, if they're serving anything.
There's no closed on the Waffle House index.
Well, you've seen those hurricane pictures in Houston of the Whataburgers shoving food out the window at the drive-through to boats.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian says FEMA also uses the Waffle House
Yeah,
index.
FEMA was the one that I first heard it from.
Yeah.
The Waffle House Index.
That's right. It's just that's
That's one of the things I love about our state is even though Waffle House wasn't set here, we have embraced Waffle House.
Yeah.
God bless Texas.
And when things go south, our grocery store HEB has a better, faster response squad than the Red Cross or FEMA.
Oh yeah,
Because they actually have a division. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's a
And
grocery
they
store.
practice it.
It's a grocery store.
I know, but it's part of their staff work.
plus it's not a government.
No.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, let's do this efficiently and quickly because
And then Whataburger, if there's emergency,
oh, by the way, for those of you playing the podcast bingo, I did say God bless Texas.
but if there's an emergency, Waffle House will be open.
Yeah.
Whataburger will deliver sacks and sacks of burgers. Chick-fil-A will deliver sacks and sacks of sandwiches.
Chick-fil-A will be walking out there with free food for people.
Yeah.
And HEB will have a water treatment plant and an emergency van set up. It's just I love this
What
state.
gets me though is that the Red Cross and FEMA will kick those people out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, a friend of mine has an industrial-sized smoker. He does cookouts with for his church. So it's geared to feed a couple hundred people at a time. They rolled down to not the last one, but the one before Houston hurricane. They set up, started cooking. Red Cross came around and told them to get out. They couldn't feed people.
Oh yeah.
I
Don't
heard
get
that.
Peter started on that after Katrina or me.
I
either.
heard that, but I'm wondering whether Red Cross has the authority to do that.
Well, no, it might have been a FEMA that kicked them out, but
No, I heard Red Cross.
It was Red Cross.
Yeah, Red Cross.
they
has done
told
it.
them you can't cook for these people. He's like, well, no, this is associated with such and such church. And they go, you can't cook for these people. You're not a government. I'm just like, you know what?
Because they did that with the HEB trailer.
Yeah.
They Red Cross showed up and said you can't do this, and HEB said watch us. So Red Cross went and got FEMA, and HEB moved across the street to the courthouse grounds.
Yeah.
And when they said we told you to move, this is state property, not federal.
Yeah.
Eat a bowl.
It just
Koala says Dunkin' Donuts was the only thing open in Mass in 2011.
I
Yeah,
believe
that's
it.
true.
after
too.
Sandy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Massachusetts.
Yeah, they're Dunkin' Donuts is to them what Waffle House is to the South.
Yeah, but it's the coffee's worse than the. Honest to God, there are better places for donuts.
Yeah, like a number of better places. Shipley's.
Shipley's for what? Hell, I'd even throw what's their glazed donuts?
Don't say
Crispy?
Kreme.
Yeah, I'd put their glazed above Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, no,
glazed.
no.
I do. I have to admit, I love Krispy Kreme. I really like Krispy
You
Kreme.
are sick.
Oh yeah.
Well, Krispy Kreme, their original glazed donuts that went through the conveyor belt. When they're fresh, they're great.
When they're hot, they come out of the box hot. Oh.
I would put those above Dunkin'.
For our mass produced, for it's something that's not a Korean mother slaving over a pot of grapeseed oil, Krispy Kreme's a good mass produced donut.
Yeah, I'm with you, RK. Krispy Kreme tastes like sweetened lard.
And
Yeah, that was my question.
No, it's not the way a donut is supposed to taste. Yeah, Brian, Red Cross does have a lot of issues, and they eat their own.
oh yeah,
Yeah, but your idea of what a donut should taste like leans towards the beignet. And that's,
actually, yes.
That's true.
You've got that the French should not be allowed anywhere near a donut.
No.
And unfortunately, where our friend Jim comes from, it has a big French influence.
The argument up north, the argument you got on where the donut came from is hilarious because
Mennonite donut place.
there's a chain restaurant called Panacoca. I don't know if they still exist, but it's Dutch, Swiss, kind of northern Germanic, Nordic,
Okay.
kind of, and Panacoca is one of their
Blonde.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll argue day and night that they invented the donut and we stole it from
So
them.
somebody there was a Facebook thing, or it was an internet thing about how
Wow.
the
Half an hour to start talking about food.
about how every culture has developed a deep fried batter,
Yeah.
covered in sugar or something, and two, a sharp stick to stab people with. Every culture says donuts and swords.
And dragons.
Point.
Yeah, and that's really an odd one when you consider it, because did dragons ever exist?
What was it?
But every culture
Has something
has a dragon
dragon-ish.
ish in the culture mythology.
I have to wonder if there's some shared.
somebody
ancestral
argued
consciousness.
about dinosaur bones. Somebody argued the fact about dinosaur bones because you find them all over the world.
Yeah. Koala says fried food, beer, and a sharp stick. Yep.
So a spit to hold the food while you deep fry it.
I think
And a beer
I think the
drink.
actual conclusion was a delicious deep fried batter and a sword to keep people away from delicious deep fried batter. Rita says if we want to eat, bring bowls and forks and spoons over to the shop. Apparently, she's got something weird.
Good, we can get rid
Are
of
we
some of
done
those. Well, it looks like an hour to me.
No. But
Yeah, kolaches are good too.
Yeah.
well, now there's an argument.
Yeah.
Are they Polish?
Well, no,
No.
is a Texas kolache with meat in it actually a kolache.
Because
Because-
kolaches are actually fruit.
Fruit. Kolache
No,
is
no,
supposed
no.
to be fruit.
Kolaches can be both savory and sweet.
No.
No?
No, there's actually a specific name for a savory kolache.
What,
And
savory
that-
kolache?
It's
It's not a kolache.
keel something. There's kolache is specifically fruit stuffed into dough. And that meat stuffed into dough, there's actually another name for it that never made it to Texas. So we call everything dough,
Kolache.
pig in a blanket, kolache.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, whereas up north they call it a pig in the blanket.
so
But if up north, all it is a hot dog.
no
There's
kidding.
no taste to it.
No, I never ran into a full-on hot dog. They're always a little,
Oh, little smokies?
yeah, because kolaches up north are always bite-sized.
Really?
Yeah, so one, you're done. So
The
the
Vienna sausages and
the whole
yeah.
the whole sausage and a roll thing I didn't run until I got down here, and I thought that's big.
Well,
Boy,
there's
if I had a nickel for every time a girl told me that.
you'd have 3 cents.
12.5 cents.
There's apparently when the Polish folks show up here from actually Poland and they go to a kolache place, they're going, "What the hell is this?" It's kolache. No, it's not. There's a town called West. Out in-
Klobasnik.
That's it.
Yeah.
Klobasnik.
Klobasnik.
Klobasnik. There's a town called West out in central West Texas that has actual Polish kolaches, and there's a little store. That's about the only thing in West Texas is this little Polish store, and they have actual by God kolaches.
Yeah.
And you have this big squares, and you've got the peach one and the blackberry one, the blueberry and strawberry. And I was doing an inmate run back when Rita and I were still dating, and I was dropped off the inmate, coming back, and we were talking. She said, "Oh, you're going through West Texas. Pick up some kolaches." And I said, "We can get." And she said, "No, the actual fruit kolaches." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay." So I walked in and looked, and he said, "That's interesting." So I got a dozen. I think there were four. There were 4 different kinds. I got 3 of each one.
How many made it back?
We can. I'm going down the road. Oh, that smells good. So I pull one out of the bag, and oh my God! And I bought a dozen. I think Rita got 5.
Yeah, and RK brings up a good point. The traditional Czech kolache is apricots.
But
The-
they
Yeah.
get
Yeah, one of those ones out of West Texas was a apricot kolache. That was the first one I got. Oh,
Yeah.
That was dive.
Yeah,
kind of an aside, but the last time I got pulled over,
The last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
because I've only this was years ago now,
Oh, okay.
because I don't drive fast anymore.
yeah, that's about right, Josh. A real kolache is about like a Polish empanada.
But I was driving back from Artesia, and there's a donut shop in one of the small towns on the way. I stopped, got a half dozen because it was early in the morning. I was trying to stay awake. And not 5 minutes later, I get pulled over, and he walks up, and we do the whole, what you doing, how fast you're going. Sorry, I'm just gonna let you go with a warning like this. Listen, I looked at him and said, listen, you're not gonna believe this, but I just got the donuts you won't want.
Talked yourself right into a ticket, didn't you?
He's like, no.
Koala, that's truly sad. She said, I was born in a state where barbecue is throwing frozen pre-made burger on a gas grill.
That's grilling.
That's grilling. Yes, and
Yeah.
that's technically more a tailgating.
Frozen, yes.
Yes, where you get frozen stuff.
Especially if you pull it out of a blue white igloo cooler
Yes.
before you.
Use cooking frozen stuff on a grill. That's, I don't care if you're not in a parking lot at a game. It's still technically
Tailgating. It's amazing the religion that Texas has built up around cooking stuff outdoors on a grill.
I've
Real
seen,
chili.
I've seen guys go on at tailgating with like full on French chef's level of cuisine, and you're just
Oh, yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
dude, I'm just going to the Dallas game here. It's going to start in 5 minutes. No.
I just want a hot dog. Here is a bratwurst made with
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
livers pulled from virgin heifers.
I've
hot
just
dog.
finished the chicken.
Chicken marsala.
Yeah,
I just want a hot dog.
Yeah, Josh. Texas chili actually came from San Antonio, from the Hispanics.
Mhm.
And it was basically chopped up,
It was the meat that was a little bit off.
leftover meat and whatever chilies they could get their hands on.
The tradition of Wendy's.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not that. It's a meat. Chili started out as a way to cook meat that just was a little bit past the sell by date.
That's a lot
But
of
they
cuisine.
would actually
Yeah, it
dry it and pack it. And a lot of the trail herds got blocks of chili out of San Antonio.
Well, also the Goodnight served a lot of chili because they'd whack a cow on the way,
Yeah.
on the way up, and they'd pack all the meat on the chuck wagon, and everybody gets steak, the first night or whatever, roast, and then
Okay.
roast.
I gotta imagine when you're moving 10,000 head of cattle, that the local wildlife tends to get very hard to hunt.
Yes,
Well, they never pushed a 10,000 cattle herd at once. Reportedly the biggest one was around 4,500 head.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
it's a lot of noise, a lot
Yeah.
of dust, and I don't think the deer are going to stick around long.
Oh,
they
no.
don't, and
So
you don't take enough cowboys to have one of them free to go hunting.
Yeah.
They're all, you're either eating trail dust or,
If you were lucky, you got to rotate to the scout position once in a while.
but you weren't hunting. You were looking for a way.
Yeah.
You didn't have time. So
if you saw something, you were going to shoot its ass too.
that cow right there get whacked, and everybody eat meat because
I thought they grabbed the lane as it went along.
Well, it was the sick, lame, lazy, and the ones that everybody was pissed off at.
or if you had to shoot one because it was about to kill you, well, it goes in the truck
everybody
wagon.
pissed
Yeah.
off at it.
But there was no in the 1800s there was no freezing. You couldn't freeze it, so you got this entire cow in the chuck wagon, and 3 days in, you get chili because that meat's turning green.
Yeah, and they would do jerky.
Yeah.
Tie it onto the top of the chuck wagon.
If the chuck wagon get far enough ahead of it, so you can have a day to smoke.
Well, the chuck wagon would always run ahead.
Yeah, but
the chuck wagon was the one that set up the camp for the following
Yeah.
day, unless they had a,
They had a smoke box for the,
yeah,
they'd throw some smoldering wood into a smoke box and then fill that up in the chuck wagon. It'd smoke as they're going down.
yeah. Koala says, out of the 46 states I've been to, I've decided Massachusetts needs to stick to Boston baked beans and clam chowder. Yeah.
Now, when she says Boston baked beans, does she mean the little candy? Or does
No,
she mean
That's
actual?
a good question.
Unless you
Does
need-
anybody outside of Texas know what we mean by Boston baked bean candy?
Yeah, probably not.
There's this wonderful candy. I can't find it much anymore. That is kind of bean shaped and it's dark brown. They call it Boston baked bean. It's a fantastic little candy.
Candy, yeah.
I group it with candy corn. It's that kind of candy.
Yeah.
I like candy corn. I don't
You are
understand.
weird on so many levels.
I don't understand the hate for candy corn. That's actually not a bad little candy.
Candy corn is like Werther's butterscotch drops.
I don't like butterscotch.
Well, that's because how can you work where you work and not like butterscotch?
Quite easily.
Because little old ladies are throwing those at you daily.
Whorehound.
Cracker Barrel still sells it apparently.
Sorry, I'm gonna look that up, and when I do, I'm gonna be insulted.
Whorehound candies.
Oh, okay. I thought you were calling
Whorehound
me a
candies.
whorehound.
I don't. Embrace the power of and.
Yeah.
They do the butterscotch. They do whorehound candies. And I actually like whorehound.
Apparently,
and
a lot
black
of people
licorice.
like the candy corn.
Yeah, I like candy corn.
I don't particularly care for it.
I used to, because of me, I used to get candy corn and I eat it by stages.
Oh yeah, no, you
I-
had
I-
to eat it color by color.
Yeah, I bite off the color, each color.
The thing is, you bite off the color, and then you see a little dot in the center of the next level.
Yeah,
Yeah, drove me nuts.
I like black licorice.
I love black
which
licorice.
apparently some people can't stand.
Love black.
And
licorice.
circus peanuts aren't that bad. Why the hate for circus peanuts? The
I
candy,
like
not,
circus peanuts.
yeah, not the actual peanut, but the orange
Oh,
fluffy
those
candy.
orange, yeah.
I
Oh,
like
no, I like the actual circus peanuts.
those aren't bad either.
Yeah.
But there's a fluffy orange candy called circus peanut.
Yeah, I think with just a little bit of adjustment, you could combine the circus peanuts with the packing peanuts.
Yeah.
That way, when you get a package, you get a treat with it every time.
it's environmentally conscious.
Yes.
Well, that's about as bad as the people that use actual popcorn
Yeah.
for packing material.
I'm not sure that was a good idea.
My mom used to do that when she sent me stuff when I was stationed
Yeah.
in Korea.
I'm not sure that the popcorn is actually a really good idea.
No.
No,
Good bad scale, no.
no.
Oh, that was like the cookie packages. You know, when and if it finally got to you.
Oh God.
Well, the whole idea was the popcorn would go stale, the cookies wouldn't.
But the cookies were not cookies anymore, they were crumbs.
And there had to be enough for the entire platoon, or
Yeah,
by God,
yes.
you were screwed.
Sanford goes, is there a candy Ian doesn't like?
Butterscotch.
Yeah.
I loathe butterscotch.
Every little old lady grandma out there.
The winter
Heart
mint
is
candies
breaking.
are disgusting. The winter mint,
Yeah,
um,
peppermint,
Wintergreen,
spearmint.
wintergreen.
Yeah.
The wintergreen is disgusting.
scorpion pops.
What?
Yeah.
Is that the lollipops with the bug in it?
Yeah,
You know
No.
where you can get
Part of
Boston
that
baked
for
beans at?
Where?
Cracker
Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel, yeah.
Yeah.
Bet you can.
Yeah, I said that 5 minutes ago.
I'm sorry. This is me not paying attention. I'm just off into food land.
Yeah, of course you are. Licorice, I hate licorice.
I love
I
that.
love black licorice. That's only because that was the stuff my mom got for every bridge night.
Oh.
Because they always have those little with the black licorice with the white sparkles
Yeah,
attached.
yeah.
After drinking ouzo with opium in it, I no longer like anything that tastes like licorice.
That's the point.
I
Also,
don't-
Turkish Delight's disgusting. I don't know who the hell thought Turkish Delight was a good thing, but I seriously doubt their taste buds.
I got used to them. I like Turkish delights.
No, I don't. I don't like Turkish Delight at all.
Like I said, they're just like the
Well, I've
Mexican.
had chocolate covered grasshoppers. I cannot say I've had a chocolate covered scorpion that I was aware of.
I've eaten so many bugs by accident.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm not sure what some of the things we ate in street food were over
I'm
the years.
going to give Chris some PTSD. North Swiss soup packets overseas in Africa. those foil sealed North Swiss soups. Rita loves them. I cannot stand North Swiss chicken soup because every time we made a pan of North Swiss sealed in the foil packet soup, the weevils would float to the surface.
Yeah.
And I've had so much weevil protein in my weevil noodle soup, I can't eat North Swiss anymore.
Well, that's why you always sift your flour and wash your rice.
I'm used to that, yes.
That's
But
because
when you open up the sealed
Yeah.
metal foil packet of North Swiss 1970s
Yeah.
noodles with weevil soup, invariably weevils would float to the surface of the bubbling water.
You know what the FDA standard is?
And that would be Chris.
You know what the FDA standard for the amount of weevils in a crate of lettuce is?
I don't care. So my phone just went off, and Chris, oh Jesus Christ, I can't stand this stuff. And they did have a nutty flavor. I mean, geez, the weevils
all extra
tasted
protein.
good. Yeah, it's just protein. I mean, but I
I wonder
can't.
if
Yeah.
what about chocolate covered weevils would taste
So
like?
if I have to do
Like chocolate covered grasshoppers or ants.
if I have to do chicken noodle soup, which I do like, it's either going to be Camels in the can or I'll make it.
Should do. Well, Camels in the Can's been known to have bugs in it too.
Not
Well-
consistent. Not every one of them.
When you saw the weevils float to the top, which one did you eat?
At first, I tried to scoop them out.
Yeah.
I was 6. I tried to scoop the weevils out, and after a while, you just become resigned.
Yeah.
Strain them out of your teeth.
Well, you always
Like Chris said, they had a nutty flavor.
presented with 2 weevils. You always choose the lesser.
The lesser of the 2 weevils.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew you were going there, which is why I wasn't biting.
I saw that one coming.
We're going to have to get Chris sitting over there during one of these.
Yeah.
So why isn't
You're
John
more than
here?
welcome, Chris. You know that.
Why isn't Jonna here?
Chocolate covered ants are, yes.
She
worse than
and Rita
popcorn.
are busy making money hand over fist at their shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Granted, the money
Sanford
is
is correct.
nickels,
Chocolate
but-
covered ants are worse than popcorn for getting stuck in your teeth.
The legs
Yeah.
get stuck in your teeth.
And they're spiky little legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have no idea how the hell a weevil colony wound up getting through this sealed metal foil packet.
Well, there could actually be somebody on the line whose job it is to throw weevils into every packet.
Considering that I've never had North Swiss chicken noodle soup since then, you might be right.
You never know. They
But
could
isn't it Swedish? Isn't North Swiss Swedish?
they're
I'm
about
not
as
sure.
They're about as sweet as Nestle is.
Yeah.
Okay.
RK says super easy to make good German noodles. So our chicken noodle soup's always from scratch. Yeah.
I will do chicken noodle soup from scratch. The amount of time it takes to make the freaking noodles, I'm a let's go type of guy.
Well, that's where you
I've seen
use
you
the
eat.
wonk biscuits and throw them
Exactly.
over the top and yeah.
That's why.
Chicken and dumplings and you're done.
Yep, chicken dumplings. I
That's
use
why you always-
ersatz dumplings because Rita,
So you always have a box of Bisquick in the
yep,
cupboard.
Rita's
Wonk biscuits.
swamp biscuits. Rita's dumplings begin and end with Bisquick. Dumplings will be made out of Bisquick.
Yes.
I make dumplings by grabbing a can of Pillsbury Whomp biscuits, whacking it on the counter, goes whomp, cutting them into quarters and throw them in boiling water. Voila, dumpling. Which
And it
just,
tastes just as good.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Well, I mean, please, there's not a lot that can go wrong between butter, flour, and water.
I just don't
I
have
mean,
time.
unless you're using, sparkling Evian.
You've seen me cook. There's not a whole lot of foo-foo in my cooking.
No.
Grandma's frozen noodles. They're darn close to actual great grandmother's noodles. Yeah. There are some good ones out there, Dawn,
Oh, yeah, there are.
but it's the question of time and effort. And
I don't have a pasta roller. I'm not freaking I can make noodles. I'm just
Yeah.
not gonna. I don't have a pasta roller. I don't have time. I got things to do.
Yeah.
I've seen you eat. Yes.
Yes,
You don't have time.
that's okay. For the in joke, years of military and law enforcement has left me with a back your ears and devil take the hindmost approach to eating.
No, it's more of a count your fingers when you're done
Yeah.
type of eating.
Rita has slowed me down.
Perversions have slowed down.
She has. I don't eat near as fast as I did when I
Yeah.
first met Rita.
I've gotten food 10 minutes before you and still not finished until after you'd eaten everything on your plate, licked it, washed it, had another plate, and eaten that.
It's
Well, that's because you talk, Jim. You don't
There's-
inhale your food.
eat it now, taste it later. Move.
There's an Ian-shaped splatter of food on the wall behind him.
There is
when
not.
he's
I
done
do not.
eating.
I do not waste food.
Yeah.
I will guarantee you that none of it gets by.
It's like a shadow of Hiroshima behind him, but it's in food.
No, that's usually the pepper spray out.
No kidding, right? But
Josh goes, and how long has it taken Rita to slow you down at all?
she's done rather well.
10 years.
Yeah, it didn't take that
Listen,
long.
I'm all for tripping you as you walk towards the table, but I mean, people can tell me no.
Sanford goes, get out of my chow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eat it now, taste it later. Move.
yeah. We all got that training.
The
Well,
drill
that-
sergeant with a 5-minute egg timer.
Yeah.
I love that one because
Or the dispatcher with a 5-minute egg timer, because every time I was on patrol, I would get some food, sit down, it's like,
well, that's just Murphy's
respond,
Law.
code 3.
That's the same thing with the ready alerts.
Yeah.
You know, except yours was one call, maybe an hour or 2 hours at most, and ours was 12 hours and possibly
There
another
were
country.
there were people who would wait. I swear to God, they would wait until I got 2 Allsup's gut bombs and a 44-ounce Dr. Pepper and sat back in my cruiser before they decided to start bleeding out.
This is before the days of the cup holder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1992 Crown or Caprice police specialist didn't have cup holders.
Yeah.
We had not our platoon, but one of the platoons in our company, the drill sergeant had a 5-minute egg timer. And from the time
The first guy.
the first guy hit the chow line,
Yeah.
hadn't got his food yet, just started the chow line, till the last guy went through. So the last guys, whoever's in the last 2 squads, they'd grab a slice, they would grab a tray, they'd grab a slice of bread, they'd have the cook put everything on top of that bed, they'd slap another, then they'd eat it as
And
they're walking
they'd
out.
eat their mashed potato
Yeah.
sandwich on the way out the
Yeah,
door.
as the alarm was going off.
I've done that a time or two.
Yeah, Josh says his dash cams must have been facing backward. I don't think they had dash cams.
We didn't have dash cams. Oh, the constable in precincts 3 and 4 had a dash cam.
Yeah.
It was a VHS camcorder
Oh,
Yeah.
that he had ethnically engineered a stand for, because he did a lot of work all by himself in a bad part, the part of the county it took me 20 minutes to get to. So he had a V8, you slam the VH tape in a couple times before the door would lock.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a camcorder. And
Wallace says
there it was.
basic eating comes in handy with 3 kids and 4 dogs. Yes, it would. Don says, one has an uncanny knack for keying up when I'm hungry and food's a quarter of an inch from my mouth.
Uh-huh. I would be looking at I love the old Allsup's chimichangas, not the new ones, the old
Yeah.
ones, and the beef and bean burritos.
There's a culinary following behind the also fried burrito.
Yeah.
They used to have a beef and bean that was 2 for 89 cents, or the chimichanga was the beef and cheese, which was 99 cents. And I would get 1 beef and bean and 1 beef and cheese. And I was fixing to have myself some gut bombs. And
Yep.
as soon as I sat down, radio key up. Dispatch car 6.
Because when you're driving 7 hours back from the rig, I've had my share of all subs.
Yeah. That's all right.
We also need to bring napkins.
Huh?
And napkins.
Okay. We, the ultimate screw over for us was we were the ready one. We had gone to the movie. We'd actually gotten to eat. We went to the movie and it was Jaws.
Oh,
And halfway through the movie, we got toned out.
pagers went off.
Jump in the airplane and go. And went to a different country. So we got back 4 days later. The movie had moved on. Nobody would tell us how it friggin' ended.
We don't want to spoil it for you.
We did not see that the rest of that friggin' movie until we got back on deployment 4 months later. Still pissed about that.
The worst
Asshole.
that sort of thing ever happened to me was when we were in Korea. The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders came through on a USO tour.
Oh, yes. Those were fun.
So there's, I don't
Bless
know,
their hearts
couple-
and every other part of them.
there's a couple of thousand of us in the gym watching them dancing up on the stage drooling. At which point, the CG decided to run a practice alert.
Yes.
Well, the
Oh,
sirens go off, and they sound like tornado sirens over here, right?
yeah.
And in mass, everybody in the gym stood up and ran out the doors. And these poor Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were like, what the hell is going on?
That's an asshole CG.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, most of them are.
RK says, got used to room temp and outright cold foods. Sometimes still palatable, sometimes required a goodly portion of Tabasco. Yeah.
Garber loses his mind because the stuff I'll eat out of the fridge.
You know, no, folks, it's not the stuff he's eating out of the fridge. That's fine. It's the fact that we have a microwave sitting right next to the fridge, and he religiously refuses to heat his food up. Oh, here, look, here's some meatloaf and mashed potatoes. I'll just eat it cold. Why not just stick it in the microwave for a couple minutes? No, not fast enough.
Nope. There's nothing wrong with cold chili or cold meatloaf or whatever the hell else I've eaten cold out of your fridge.
Right? Yeah. When you don't have any other option, maybe.
Yeah, Sanford, we got toned out about the time the head fell out of the boat, which really sucked because we wanted to know what happened.
And for some reason that flies all over Garber. It's why take the time?
Well, since most of us don't have to count our fingers after we eat, just in case we ate one of them, a minute in the microwave is not a big deal.
It gets hot and weird. Some of it's
Apparently,
hot, some of it's cold.
apparently, because you're defending your Guinness Book of World Records for eating the fastest every time you eat.
It's not that bad.
It is. Oh, let's go to the microwave for a minute. No, it must be cold. It's done. 7.2 seconds.
Yeah.
I can make a rodeo. No.
Everybody's good. Yeah. Work food for stuff that can either be eaten cold or stand up to a second or third trip through the microwave. Yeah.
Or just eat it.
Because we're
Yeah.
not in as much of a hurry to eat as you, apparently.
God damn.
Yeah, Sanford, I'll agree with you. Cold food much better than hot enough to burn your lips off.
Yes. And microwaves heat food really oddly. You get a bowl of soup out of the microwave, and one side of it will set your enamel on fire. The other side's still fridge temperature.
Well, it depends on what the quality of the microwave is, too.
Plus, you could take half a second maybe and stir the bowl of soup so the hot side and the cold side get mixed together. Oh, no, wait. You're already halfway done with the bowl at that point.
Oh.
I feel a little judged here.
And on that note, folks, we're going to call it a day.
There will be judging. It's silent in our heads, but we do judge.
Josh, I want to see the Pyramids of Malta story. That would be a good one.
Pyramids of Malta?
Yeah.
What?
Is that a
For
riff
the
on?
anthology.
Is that a riff on Discworld?
I don't know.
All right, folks, y'all have a good weekend.
Very confused.
Be safe. Stay out of trouble.
Y'all be safe, all
If
right?
you can't stay out of trouble, at least have bail money.
Yeah.
And remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty
If
stuff.
you find
We'll see you
yourself-
next week.
Find yourself in jail, establish dominance quickly.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Pick the biggest guy in the room and say, I'm your